everyone, my name is REDRUP. You're listening to It's Not a Phase podcast, and on this episode I'm joined by Blake and Alice of the band Lake Malice. We discuss their debut EP, Post Genesis, their sci-fi influenced aesthetics, how the band came to be through the lockdowns off the back of being unsatisfied with older projects, trying to balance full-time jobs alongside running the band, and loads more. Now, if you enjoyed this or any other episode of the podcast and you want to show your support, there's a few ways that you can do that. Number one, leave a rating and review wherever you're listening to this. It takes just a few seconds and it really does help. Number two, share this on your social media, whether that be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Or number three, if you want to go the extra mile, you can pay a little bit each month to join the Patreon, and in return you'll get access to episodes early along with some other perks, or you can pick up some merch from the store. All the links to that and the podcast socials where you can follow us can be found at itsnotaphase.co.uk. That's itsnotaphase.co.uk. And now with all that out of the way, let's jump right into this week's episode of It's Not a Phase. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me on this episode of It's Not a Phase, where I'm joined by Blake and Alice from Lake Malice. How are you both doing?
What's up?
Yeah, good. How are you?
All good, all good. Thanks for taking the time, especially with, your first EP around the corner. That must be really exciting to, have your first body of work as opposed to, these singles you've been dropping over the past couple of years.
It feels crazy. Sometimes we literally look at each other and we're like, we made an EP. Like kind of disbelief, because it takes us so long sometimes to get around stuff. So the most organized people.
Yeah, I think we've obviously bided our time a little bit, haven't we, with dropping an EP.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the timing's worked out for us on a few levels, in the sense that we've had time to really figure out the sounds that is Lake Malice, over the last couple of years of gigging and writing and stuff like that. But also we're so busy with touring and stuff like that it's kind of just been a bit of a balancing act, between personal lives and band lives, trying to make everything work. So yeah, it is a bit of
it's a massive achievement. To me, it feels like 10th album.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's
just an EP. We'll get to an album at some point, but
yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's actually the best of compilation, and that'll be the last thing we ever do.
That's it. Yeah. Then we'll pretend to die to sell a lot of copies and stuff. All of that stuff.
Well, I think that's kind of the way you've kind of gone about it is the best way with the way people consume music nowadays. People want to focus on singles, and I guess for you too as well, it's kind of helped you realize what does work, what doesn't work. You've kind of identified, not to want to use a business term, but the brand of Lake Malice, because that's kind of what it is now. That's the way bands have to be nowadays.
Big time.
Yeah, almost feels like there's no really a rule or specific rule on how to do things, and there's so much more flexibility nowadays about how you release music. So I think we took advantage of that and just took our time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think because I hold myself to quite a high standard when it comes to production. Yeah, at the same time, I'm not that efficient or quick at production, so I probably needed all this time really to sort of get to that point where I'm okay, I feel like these songs are cooked enough to be released. I didn't want to put out, but obviously as a new band we want to make an impression. We don't want to be releasing any material that we don't fully believe in. Yeah, I think it's ended up being quite a good offer, as a body of music for people, to sit down and get into. It's not short, it's 6 tracks, and it's yeah, I think there's enough substance there. It's we were considering, did we call it a mini album, weren't we? But I don't think we're quite ready to do that. Go down that
I'm
route
at the 10th album already, so.
Speak for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, better than that.
It's like yourself, you're a relatively new band. You've achieved quite a lot in that time, but you're still a new band. So I want to take a step back a bit, because there'll be some people listening who don't quite know who you are, only know a couple of songs or whatever it may be. So obviously you tour in different bands in the past. So I think Blake, you're in Woe Betide, and is it Skies of Titan?
Man did his research.
I did my research.
You said that, I was thinking does he mean, is he a background check of me? I was thinking surely he's not going to mention anything that, and then he did. I was like, what?
It's amazing.
Did you get my credit score as well?
I did, yeah.
Damn it.
All of
The
it.
hospital you were born in, everything, yeah.
But yeah, you're dead right. Yeah, I've not had a lot of luck really with anything with bands. Like, I've been sort of trying for quite a while. We've had some great like mates that I've been trying to do bands with, but like it's just never really sort of got going. Don't know why. It's just been difficult to get it going, I guess. Like, and then I joined a death metal band called Wobertide during like lockdown, the first lockdown, just before. And the poor guys had just finished an EP, 6-track EP, and they released it basically just as lockdown happened.
Oh God.
And yeah, like
More timing.
the project just didn't make it out. Basically, It didn't survive. But yeah, that's when we started this project, wasn't it? So like it was only a couple of months after, really, that.
Oh yeah, that could have been us.
It could have been us.
Dropping
Yeah.
EP right when the pandemic hit. Oh my God, what Friday? Okay, guys, I'm kind of praying for a second from them. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but no, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I was in a death metal band playing bass and been in bands as a guitarist and songwriter, and I even drummed in the bands. I sung in one band that was absolutely awful. Things never really fallen into place for me. Never really felt like it was going anywhere until I started this project Bleach, and it's just all fallen into place. It's just worked, isn't it? I guess, and I think because of that, the first 2 years of doing this project, I've just been like such imposter syndrome as well. Like I find it hard to believe that we've done some of the things we've done. But yeah, I think I've like had time to reflect on that now and believe that. Yeah, and sort of like I'm less. I don't know what the word is. Like kind of just just like starstruck or like yeah, I feel like less of an imposter maybe. Yeah.
And Alice, you were in a band called Swoon, is that right?
Oh my God,
I've done my research.
What? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Because I moved countries like 7 years ago. So I really stopped making music when I moved here. I was just kind of trying to focus on building a life, really.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like after that, I found a project in Brighton. It was like kind of indie pop, like pop rock. I don't know. It had some influences, like electronic music influences, but it wasn't anything like this. And I felt like I had to do it because, I don't know, like when you get to a certain point in your life, you feel like, oh, I'm a grown up. I shouldn't do this stuff anymore. This like kind of heavy music is not my thing anymore. I don't know why I was in this kind of denial of what I really liked for a period. And I don't know, it just wasn't authentic. It wasn't me. I couldn't write lyrics because somebody else wanted to do it. And I thought English wasn't good enough, which I kind of get, to be honest. My lyrics are not great. I'm not like a super poet, but at the same time, I do want to express myself, and I wanted a project where I could do that and talk about my experiences and other stuff. So, that Blossom is about that project, by the way. It's like completely about, taking ownership of your creativity and just surround yourself by the right people, to make sure that you do blossom and find your identity and experiment the stuff that you really like, being true to yourself. So yeah, that was Swoon to me. It wasn't like an experience that I enjoyed too much, but it was. We went on tour with Pussy Riot once.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. I was like, that's the coolest thing I've done. Like before this, obviously, I'm sorry. They were amazing, and it's been a great experience. But yeah, again, like it just did not work out in general with the people I was working with. So really glad moved on from that.
Yeah, and you were doing your your YouTube vocal covers and stuff, and I guess is that kind of where. Well, how did you two meet? Was it kind of it was online, obviously, but was there like a band Facebook group or something? You like people looking for bands, and that's kind of how it started, or?
Yeah, because I spent like a couple of years after that project being so sick of it all that I didn't want to make music anymore. And then I started, because of the pandemic, I started like singing covers because I was bored. I don't know, like say maybe like I was just feeling like I had to express myself again in some sort of way and sing, because I haven't done it in a while. So I put a post into a group on Facebook called Brighton Metal People.
Something like that, yeah.
Metal Brighton People. I don't know. So just metal people.
Pretty obvious name, yeah.
One of those. Just looking for a band. I put down my influences and everything, and a few people got in touch, and Blake was one of the ones that sent over some demos, and it just clicked straight away over Messenger, really, just Facebook Messenger. It's very
Pretty sure I wrote Blossom that first. After that first interaction we had, where
demo that you sent, yeah. It was like
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes back. It goes back.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Yeah,
it's been so fast as well. Like, it doesn't feel like the pandemic made everything so fast. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it was real time.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Because nothing was happening. So at the time, it felt so slow. But when you look back at it, because every day was very similar, it just seemed like a blur. Like it all went so quickly.
100%. Yeah. A lot of the stuff that is on the EP, some of those lyrics were written during that period. So like, still a lot of stuff that's still relevant right now. So yeah.
And then I also, slight diversion from the band and the music. I know you did some non-music videos on YouTube, and you did one about Italians reacting to bad Italian food or something like that.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I don't think nobody will ever bring this up.
I was scared for a minute. I was like, "What videos?"
But then I saw you said you admitted to liking pineapple on pizza, which surely the Italian community would not be happy with that.
No. I'm not joking. Like, this is serious. When you tell people that you do like it, they'll not react like in a good way. They're just like such purists about, and I am as well, to be honest. Like, the pizza with pineapple is an exception, but if somebody tells me that they put cream in carbonara or whatever, like, I'll be like, what? And I don't know why I react that way. We just got used to it. So yeah, I just started reacting to this. It's another Facebook group, to be honest, that I was like so active in that community during the pandemic. Again, like, nothing to do. Went on Facebook groups like a boomer and enjoying all of these people just getting angry, sort of just Italians getting angry at recipes that were fucked up by other people on the internet.
Normally British people putting like ketchup and everything.
Swedish people as well, like, are quite wild, and Germans. Oh my god! But yeah, the stuff. Well, let's not talk about Americans as well. Like, oh my god, the stuff that I've seen on that group. Honestly, I had to make some videos about it. I wish I could do more. Just if I had the time, I would do way more than just one video. It's just everything about. We should make an album about Italians mad at food.
I'm down for it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Every song is like criticism to a dish that has been ruined.
Yeah, you've got a lot of pent up hatred towards
God.
Yeah.
Cooking, so. That's it. You got a plan. Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed that.
For you two, what are your go-to pizza toppings then? If you could have any topping on a pizza.
Right now, I'm really into mushrooms and ham, potentially, as a combination, and artichokes. Sorry, that's like, I think the top one for me is artichokes.
It's quite good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm just a bit of a psycho at the moment. I keep putting hot sauce and absolutely everything. I just like.
I'm not
sure what's wrong with me. I can't make a meal without putting hot sauce on it right now.
Would you put a hot sauce on the pineapple pizza?
Yeah, I've done that. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah.
God, no.
I do quite like ham and pineapple as a topping. To be honest with you, I don't really care what the topping is. It's more about the crust. You get like a cheap crust or like badly prepared crust. It just ruins the pizza entirely.
I leave the crust. I don't eat the crust.
I just mean. Oh, sorry. I mean the base. The base.
Oh,
I mean the base. Yeah.
That thing around it.
I mean that's good too. Like, because you can dip the crust in hot sauce.
Oh yeah. Right. That thing only in the UK. Like, if you go to Italy and you ask for mayo or like any sauce to dip your crust in, they'll be looking at you like that's not something that we do at all there. It's crazy. God. Yeah, absolutely mental. You're never good at choosing though. Like, usually you just copy what I order.
I'm not. Yeah, I get.
Can I have the same
immediately.
as her? Like, yeah.
I just You
don't have FOMO, do you, with a food now?
I can't deal with it.
Gets jealous about what other
For me,
people
the
order.
perfect meal was like just tapas, where I could just try absolutely one of everything.
Yeah. Nice.
And FOMO that way.
To be fair, Blake, I'm on your side with the pizza. My usual go-to is pineapple and jalapenos, sweet and spice.
Sounds amazing.
Wow, that sounds wild.
I need to try that.
I need to tell my friends in Italy. First thought, like, guys,
get the mafia after you now, buddy.
This guy, yeah.
No,
promise I won't.
Well, you were saying before, going back to Lake Malice. Now we've covered the important topic of pizza. So the first two songs were Blossom and Creepers, and I think, did you do those before you'd even met? You did all them remotely online?
Yeah, we just couldn't go out for a while. So like, yeah, those two were written, online. And I did all my recordings, shitty mic, and send them back to you. And
we say shitty mic. Is it that black one?
Oh, that was really good.
Because that's the same mic that Billie Eilish used to record Ocean Eyes.
No.
Shit, you
no
not.
way.
That's sorry.
You can swear, yeah.
fuck yeah. So lame. Such a loser.
Yeah.
Such a loser.
I didn't know, and sorry if I talked shit about my mic.
No, it is a shit mic. It's a cheap mic, but just saying, like,
Okay, well then
you can. It's not about the tools.
Yeah.
It's about the person using them.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Something like that. There's an analogy there.
I feel like this is a dead end.
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I just thought that was an interesting fact I wanted to share with you. It's like Audio Technica or something, isn't it? Like
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like
Yeah.
50 quid
Yeah.
mic. We just recorded that. I just recorded in my bedroom, and then I sent the instrumentals to you, and then you just
I wrote the vocals, and then
We didn't really-
Bruce Rintle mixed those ones.
yeah,
as well.
we worked with a guy called
Yeah.
Bruce Rintle. Yeah, he just won a heavy music award actually for production on
Yes.
Bakovi's Nula album, and he's an amazing guy. He really helped us kind of get our vision for the project, which was to not just be a metal band. We wanted to sort of like approach it from like a pop production almost.
Yeah.
And he was quite he was well placed for that, with his work on Bakovi. Yeah, so it worked really well.
Mm.
And I think it set us off in the right direction. We did actually have a metal, like a proper all out, like heavy metal mix of Creepers.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, but it was just like, just didn't really sound like the band we wanted to be.
Mm.
So, but it was a funny glimpse into how we could have sounded, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, it was. I think it was quite important those first couple of months of writing, wasn't it? Like kind of guiding the direction of the project, because we didn't know what the hell we were going to do.
Yeah.
We just kind of, we knew we wanted to do something slightly different. I think something slightly challenging the conventions. But I think the biggest, probably most like driving force for us was that we both felt so constrained in previous projects.
Yeah.
We wanted to, essentially blossom. So like it was kind of the perfect first song for us in a way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I don't think like it's been a forceful, like trying to sound different. I think we've just been doing what we liked really and just followed what we were influenced by without necessarily like, be like, oh, this is gotta sound like this or that. And that's been the cool part, right? And just trying to find that sound, putting whatever the heck we had in our minds really.
Just not like setting constraints for yourself, just writing what you want to do, what you want Lake Malice to be.
Yeah, and because it was the two of us, it was so easy because we were like liking the same things and we kind of agreed on, most of the stuff very easily. So yeah, that was great. Very interesting period.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I do remember actually a couple of times you're like, can you simplify this? Because you're making it so technical.
Really?
Yeah. But like that was great because I needed someone to sort of point me in a direction a little bit, I think. But for the most part, we didn't really have any, it worked so well that we weren't being like, oh, I'm not sure about that, I'm not sure about this. It was just working well, wasn't it? But
yeah,
I think that's kind of probably quite symptomatic from my previous experiences where people in the band have just butted heads at every sort of hurdle, and it's been a constant fight to get things moving. Whereas this, it was like, okay, we've got pretty much a shared vision here, and there was no butting of heads at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's enabled us to be fast moving with this project because it's just two of us making decisions ultimately.
Yeah.
Now things are a little bit different. We work with management, and we've got kind of like a team of people help us make the right decisions, but it works really, really well.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have got to this point, I don't think, had we perhaps not been a duo and we tried to go down that conventional band route. It's so hard to find the right group of people who can propel you forward and not
be
hold
very
you
lucky,
back.
I think, to meet those people.
So when did you first actually finally meet in person? What was that like? When did that finally happen?
Oh yeah, it was so funny.
Was it like August or something? No, it was before that. It was like June, wasn't it? We started the project in like April. We met I finally met in like June or July or something.
Yeah, and you had like super long hair.
Yeah.
Sunglasses. I just couldn't understand your expressions at all. Like you just
I got this image of Tommy Wiseau in my head right now.
Yeah, you look like Tommy Wiseau.
Hey, Mark.
We're gonna do a band. It's gonna be the best band in the world. I've got something to say.
Oh my god, yeah, it was literally like that. But yeah, no, it was great to meet each other in real life. We went to a pub, we had like a drink or something, and just chatted about random stuff.
Project. And we I think we did like a photo shoot like the same week, didn't we? Or
yeah,
pretty shortly after that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so like, we just So I think you've got quite good project management skills, because like you were just organizing so much stuff. You're like, right, we need to do a video, we need to do this, we need to do that.
I lost all of the skills to be. Like, I remember this, and I was like, oh yeah, I was good once upon a time, but not anymore. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, we did a lot back
Simpler
then.
time by then.
Yeah, yeah, simpler times. But it didn't feel too strange to meet each other in real life, to be honest, because like the way we've been communicated by like Zoom calls and like on Messenger, you know, we already kind of knew each other's personalities by then. I think it just made it easier to like plan for, you know, bigger things, obviously.
Yeah.
It became real in a way, right? Because a band only doing stuff online is just like this concept that you're like kind of building, but you don't know what's it going to be like once it's real life. So that was a good, eye opener. Just like, you know, this is it that we can do in real life. That's awesome.
Was there a worry that, I guess, some apprehension that when you did meet, like, what if we don't quite gel in person? Then what the hell do we do from here?
I had no doubt. No, absolutely. No. I really did not think once that I will not get along with you. Like,
I mean, I guess like for us, we both were thinking about the music, right? The music works, then we would find a way to make it work properly. I guess subconsciously was maybe how we were thinking, but yeah, I wasn't. I think we got on so well just from chatting online as well that it seemed unlikely that we wouldn't get on in person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And again, like we see each other like on Zoom calls and stuff. It would be different if it was on like a blind meeting.
Yeah, we did do Zoom calls, didn't we? Remember that?
Yeah, definitely. So that helped, like remote working. Yeah.
And then obviously since then it's been almost non-stop for you two. Like, you've just been so busy from that point onwards. Was there a moment where it kind of felt like, especially compared to your previous projects, like this is something different, this is going to be something that really kind of resonates with people?
I mean, yes. I think like, I don't know why, because I don't have all this confidence right now. I had it more in me when we started than now for some reason. I don't know why. And when we started, I told Blake, we're going to play downloads. Like, I wrote it on a Facebook Messenger. Like, I think I still have it. I'm like, take it to download. We're going to have like great time. Like, out of this world, you know what I mean? Because it makes absolutely no sense to say that in like it does like when you're joking, but I was kind of serious. Like, I don't have that confidence anymore. Like right now, even if we're doing stuff that is in a way like within the context maybe even bigger than that, is like just not the same. I don't know why it's not the same, but yeah, I was just like so confident that it was going to work out. Yeah, I guess sometimes like you influence yourself so much when you believe in stuff that you make things
work. It's really funny. You're like, so confident it was going to work out. I've got no idea what's going on. I think it's just been so busy, isn't it? We haven't really even had. I think back then, perhaps we're both at home, right?
We had time to dream.
We had time to be on the outside of the industry, looking in, thinking, God, I wish we could do those things.
Maybe.
And now we're so lucky and so fortunate that we've been working. You know, we've been a working band.
Yeah, but in a way, like, it's not like the more you do stuff. What I'm trying to say is that type of confidence comes a lot from what you do. Like, I didn't have people listening to my music or our music. Like, I was just, just really proud of it, and I really like felt confident about it. So like the fact that there's more people listening to it right now, it doesn't like somehow it doesn't increase my confidence. It's just something like internal, if you know what I mean. Like, it's I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. But at the beginning I was like, yes, we're gonna do this and that. It's like 100%. Yeah. I don't know about you.
I just wanted to put out music, to be honest with you. Like, I just felt so frustrated, I think, in projects not putting anything out. And I was like, I just felt like this was moving in the right direction. And obviously, as a musician, you want to like, you obviously can't not have like, ambitions for things that you want to do. But I wasn't thinking to myself like expecting anything, particular from it. I was just hoping that, we'll get to release some music, and if everything goes well, we might play a couple of fun shows. And that was kind of it, really. Like, just be happy to be doing the thing that I love to do, and having
that's how I feel now.
A sense of progress with it. Yeah, and that's all I wanted. And I think that we have been so busy the last couple of years that it's almost hard to have like huge ambitions when you keep just doing so much stuff that you kind of wasn't really expecting anyway.
Yeah.
No, like it's not to say that like I don't have ambitions of the project, because like obviously there's a lot of things we're still a very small band. It's not like it's not like we're Metallica. It's not like we're even, you know.
No, 100%. Yeah. Like I don't feel like I got somewhere. We're still on our path, obviously.
But we have some of the incredible opportunities. We've been so busy that our perspective on everything is totally flipped, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. No, there is that.
So I think we have a lot of personal growth. Well, I guess if this was a workplace, you'd call it professional growth.
Wow.
Over the last 2 years.
let's circle back on that.
But we haven't had a lot of time to really take stock, I don't think, of what we've done, what we're doing, and where we're going, you know, because we have been so busy.
Yeah. I think right now is about taking everything as like, wow, this is amazing. And yeah, again, like the ambition is still high, but it's about living present a lot. Like, yeah,
I think you know, like we are at a point now where we've done so much supporting that it's about testing whether there's a fan base out there for us, you know, and seeing what that's like. And you know, although like you said, for the first couple of months of the project, we were just this online entity. I still don't feel in my head that like we are much more than that, because although we do gigs, they're not gigs to our fans, they're gigs to other bands' fans. So I think, you know, obviously we've got our headline show, our first ever headline show on the 6th of December, and like at that point for me it will be like a really monumental kind of point in our career, you know, to think, be like,
well, these people are here for us.
That's a huge thing, I think. You know, and it's 150 cap room, whatever it is, like. So it's not like the biggest room, but like to me, that is like the most meaningful gig we're ever going to play, is that first headline show.
Yeah.
Because it's our fans for us. And and that kind of in my head, like kind of makes me think, okay, so this is what I wanted from the music now. It's like I've actually found an audience, and it gives a bit more meaning behind what we're doing, a bit more value to it.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think what's kind of helped you to grow so much and so quickly is that with Lake Malice, it's not just about the music. There's kind of like a consideration of the package. So, you know, you're talking about the visuals, the artwork. There's a consistent, I said it earlier, but branding, you know, like it's all consistent with what Lake Malice is from the start to where it is now. How important is that for you to make sure that everything does kind of line up like that's focused on as much as the music is?
Very important, I think, like, because we take inspiration from so much, and I think like because we are so focused on, you know, trying to be limitless when it comes to like testing music and sounds, etc. That's how we see, you know, our image as well. Like we're just trying to like be a bit more, I don't know, like we like to kind of mix these elements of like futuristic stuff with, you know, like the you know, the usual goth style as well, like I will say. So again, like just this kind of crossover between two worlds, right? Where we have like a bit the pop elements and the heavier element. And I think like that's something that we try to like incorporate in our branding as well, in a way. Like, and yeah, no, again, it is really important because I don't know where I was going with this. I'm sorry.
It's like in a job interview when you're like, you just don't know what you're saying, so you're just hoping it comes to you, and you get to the end of the sentence, and you're like, "Let's say something."
Kind of like, I don't know. Do you guys watch The Office?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like no matter what you do, or where you're going, or who you're with.
Amazing.
Oh man.
Good sentence. That good interview. Thanks for having us. Yeah. No, just to add to that though, like I think like the project's always kind of had ambition to be more than just like people wearing band t-shirts on stage. Sort of be like, I don't know, like I've always been really into bands that have an element of show, you know, performance, like, or theatrics.
Yeah.
Not like in like an intense amount, but like something that paints the broad strokes of like, this is bigger than just a bunch of people on stage playing guitars. Like, that's fine, that exists in the industry in certain genres, and that's awesome. Like, but it's not our project. And I feel like, you know, bands like Ghost and Sleep Token are quite obviously extreme examples of doing that and taking it quite far. But I think it's really cool to see how that can be utilize with music to create something really powerful.
Yeah.
Like imagery is just as important as the sound, and the two go hand in hand. And when people go to a show, in my opinion, they should be seeing a show. It should be, so what you're wearing is quite crucial to that identity, I think.
Such a
fun
part of it as well.
This is the fun part,
such a creative part of it, because like every day you're just you, right? But when you're playing music, it's like you have this persona that you can play with, like in terms of like identity and looks and stuff like that. And I tend to do it.
Helps you disassociate, not the right term. Separate the two lives a little bit. You
feel more like you're free to do whatever you want as well. Like if I was on stage just wearing whatever, I wouldn't feel as confident. I think like it's like almost you become someone else, you transform into this superhero.
We played some gigs with a band called Vended and Graphic Nature back in the summer, and for the first show I came straight from work and I just turned up in like my office attire. And I just felt so wrong. I felt so uncomfortable that whole day. I only realized why. Because I was wearing office work and office attire in a venue. Like, and it's such a little thing, but just to echo what you're saying, like it's so important.
It's
I think
huge. It's cultural. It's
massive, it's a really massive thing.
Yeah.
So it's quite integral to our whole identity, isn't it? I think, and like you see it in pop a lot. That like pop artists are like Lady Gaga or Charlie XCX or whoever, like they're so good at like costume design and creating something that feels bigger than just the song, more larger than life. And I think that there's a lot of freedom to do that in music, and that you should embrace it and be creative and see what imagery you can create from your head.
Well, you mentioned before, it's a lot of the kind of visuals are kind of sci-fi influenced. Is there any specific kind of sci-fi stuff that has influenced like the images, whether that's the promo shots, whether that's the videos, whether that's the like single artwork? So
much of it, yeah. Literally, the artwork of the EP is inspired by a scene in Blade Runner 2049. I don't remember the 2049. Second Blade Runner is a scene where there's the birth of this replicant, and it's like it really is. If you look at that scene, like you can see how much the visual is inspired to this kind of birth moment. We had the Bloodbath video that was inspired a lot to. Well, I wouldn't say the whole video, like the particular look that I was showing. I think maybe was inspired to The Fifth Element, and then what else?
I mean, it's not all futuristic stuff, is it? Like, we've kind of like on Magic Square, for example, or like we just decided to make a horror film, basically.
Magic Square was all about horror movies, definitely. And then we've had I know the last video we did in Mexico was super weird because we had this idea getting inspired by Stranger Things. We watch a lot of horror stuff, like a lot of it, and this is just a classic, and it's just something that we've been consuming like since the start, and we've been loving it. So we were like inspired by that. But then for some reason, for the look, I thought about like Mystique from X-Men. So like it's just so many random like influences here and there of like, when it comes to looks and branding, etc. Again, like when it comes to imagery for the artworks and stuff. But we definitely went very futuristic with all the visuals for this EP. We were like, love this like hyper pop culture where all these artists have been using like 3D text and images and 3D art. So we were like, let's try this out and see how it turns out for us. And we just loved it. We're working with this one artist called Jack's Heart, and she's been amazing. And she smashed every single artwork from the start of our collaborations to the cover of the EP. There's a lot of inspos behind all of that. A lot of Pinterest boards.
Gotta gather all that inspiration together to get the kind of look that you want, right?
Yeah. There's literally a board for every video, for every photo shoot. There's definitely a lot of research. Now, whether we find the things that we want, that it relies on like budget and time constraints sometimes, but most of the times, we were like thinking about American Psycho when we did like Magic Square. That's another like that was another like thing. Yeah, there you go, another movie.
Well, speaking about the EP, like how was that? What was like writing and recording that? What was the process behind that? Because obviously there's a few songs out that the EP already? Was there always the vision to do an EP, or was there a plan to just keep doing singles? How did that kind of all come about?
We definitely wanted to do an EP. I think we were struggling to find the time to make it happen when we wanted it to originally to happen, because we just kept getting these wicked show offers. We were like, we need to do this. We need to go out there. We need to kind of find our fans. And we were like, okay, we're not releasing as much music as we wanted to, but at the same time, as a tiny band, you're having new fans discover you for the first time, and those songs you have put out are fresh for them. So I think it was fine in that sense. And when we started this, like back in 2023, when we started beginning of this year, we were quite determined to have an EP out this year at the very least. And I think we knew what songs we wanted to be on it. Like we knew that like Stop the Party, Bloodbath, Power Game were definitely going to be on there.
Yeah, because they were so in line with the sound.
We wrote them all pretty much in quite a short span of time. But it wasn't really until so it probably could have ended up being like a free track, really. But it wasn't really until we started thinking about the theme of, you know, the lyrical content, really, that we realized that Black Turbine and Blossom fit really well on the EP, because they touch on similar themes. Sonically, they're not that far off. Like they're pretty close as well. So the mix engineer we're working with, who's Carl Baum, who's fantastic, he actually remixed Blossom and Black Turbine for us, so they had a sound that was in line with the other tracks. So where there were older songs, like they got like a nice shiny sort of lick of paint on them, basically. So yeah, we ended up just growing naturally into a 6-track rather than like a 3 or 4-track. And yeah, it felt right. Like I mean, you know, I think the timing just feels right for us, seeing as we've done so much gigging. Like we're now about to do some headline shows, and like we were talking about earlier, it's kind of like at that point really where we can sort of see what fan base is stuck, you know, from all these shows we've been playing, and take our sort of, I guess, our like band career to like the sort of next level and try and establish ourselves as a headline sort of act, really, which you know, hopefully we can do. We've got some plans to sort of do, you know, to really lean into that early next year. Can't really talk too much about it. I've been told, but but yeah, so like, you know, the EP was definitely always on the cards, and I think it's a good offer because it's 6 tracks. It's not like just it's not just this. It's not like some demos can be quite demo-y feeling, can't they? Where it's like you got your main single and there's like a couple of B-sides on there.
Yeah.
But I feel like these are all quite strong songs from us. Like we released, they're all going to be would have been released as singles by the time it's out. Yeah, it's like 19 minutes. So it's like a good offer, I think. Really proud of it, to be honest. It comes together really nicely.
And it's coming out through, is it SO Recordings that you've been working with?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's coming out on vinyl too, so that's pretty cool.
Stoked about that.
That is, really cool. Absolutely unreal to have something actual physical product. Like, it's crazy. I just can't.
Yeah, vinyl's
I haven't
massive.
seen it yet.
No, we've not seen it.
Pressing, we're receiving it soon. Can't wait to like hold it and be like, this is real.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Like, whether it doesn't matter like what people think of it in my eyes. Like, obviously, I hope it like gets a good reception and whatnot. But you know, I'm just really proud of us for actually getting it done. You know, considering how hectic our lives have been over the last 2 years, it is a challenge to make these things happen. Sometimes, yeah, you just invest a lot of time, you know. And it's like having 2 jobs for us, isn't it? Basically, we both work full time. So most band artists do. They work full time, and your music is just like just like an extra job on top of that. And it can be a bit of a slog, but
makes it all worth it, definitely.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and I think as well, you know, with musicians that have full-time jobs, it always helps when you've got a job that's kind of like accommodating to that, because there's so many jobs that aren't, you know. So,
100%.
Yeah. I'm quite lucky. I work most at home. I'm taking like unpaid leave for our tour with Shikari, so
right, okay.
I'm going to make rent in December, but
that's future Blake's problem. We'll worry about that later.
Yeah, or it's whoever's listening's problem. If you want to pre-order our EP. No, I'm really kidding.
Get some,
you can if you want.
Get some bread for this man.
Yeah, get this man. But yeah, no.
Work hybrid. So I commute to London twice a week, and it's like 2 hours away from where I live, and it's just takes it out of me, honestly. So been lucky enough that so far I was able to tour, but yeah, gotta find a way, I guess, to make it work, because I think like from next year it might become challenging. But yeah, I mean, so far it's been really lucky that we were able to do this with our jobs. So yeah. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Well, speaking of touring, you not long come off a few dates with Skindred, and then you've got Enter Shikari in a few days in mainland Europe, which will be amazing. And then, as you mentioned before, you've got headline shows to consider as well. How are you feeling about all of that coming up so soon?
Freaking out.
It's been on our minds a bit, you could say. I mean,
every second, every day.
Because like live, we use this big rig which enables us to monitor what we're playing. So it's called an IEM rig. Bit of pointless detail there. I don't know why I said that. But basically, this is big a beast like Chungus thing. Like it's just there. It's just a massive metal box. Decided to take the whole thing apart before practice at the weekends, and I didn't finish like putting it back together until like 7 a.m. And I still need to work on it to get it sorted before we go away on tour.
So angry.
So like
you got more stuff to carry now.
So yeah, yeah. But but I'm trying to like upgrade it so like we can do more things live and whatnot, and so we're trying to like step up, our live offer even more. So there's a lot of prep going into it. But yeah, once we're out on the road, I think like we'll be having hopefully a good time. Like we've got a lot of driving to do. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, I reckon. But
heavy lifting.
But yeah, like once
it's going to have
it's all worth
quite
it.
A small crew we're having.
Yeah.
But
we've been going out and like we're taking an RV, so not particularly glamorous approach to touring. There's no like a giant tour bus for us just yet, but we'll fit in an RV pretty well.
It's so nice. Like it feels like a home because it's a motorhome, so it's like
a home away from home.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's really nice actually. It's got an oven, a kitchen, fridge, shower. We don't use the shower.
It feels massive inside, doesn't it? It literally feels like a house on wheels. It's wild. Who knew? I mean, I'd never been in an RV before, to be fair, until the last tour.
We toured with Bloodywood in February, and we had the RV. They had a nightliner, and they were like,
we're jealous.
Oh shit!
They were jealous.
Is what I want. We're setting a trend here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually touring, that's what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
So what we got we got our first headline in Sweden, haven't we? I think off the back of Shikari.
It's Monday. Yeah.
What?
No.
What? I'm just looking at the tour dates.
You're here. Denmark, Blake.
No, I was saying off the back of our Shikari tour. Our first...
Sweden. We're not playing our headline show in Sweden.
Are we not?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Thought we were.
No, it's in Czech Republic.
Slightly different country.
I thought
you're the one who's driving. You need to make sure you're going to the right place.
I could have swore it was Sweden.
Got a driver. Oh, that's so funny. Like, imagine if.
I mean, yeah, I am driving, so it's probably good I found that out now, really, isn't it?
Drive us to Sweden.
Yeah, imagine. Oh, well, that'd be nice. The Czech Republic's nice.
Yeah, and then Germany for a couple shows, and Switzerland. So those are going to be headline shows. I really hope somebody will come because we played a few shows, but again, like you just don't know until you get there, and like how likely people are to come back and see you after you played with another band. So
we've only been out there once, haven't we? So you never know.
I really hope that it's going to be fun, but it's just generally really exciting to be on the road again. It's such a 1 in a million experience, and it forms you so much as an artist as well, because it gets you. Like everything becomes like muscle memory at a certain point. You're like doing it like this, and your confidence as well. It's like, you get this boost from it. So many people hopefully enjoy music, and like it is growth just in general. And
I do like being on tour, I must admit.
Yeah, and to be able to do that with Enter Shikari, which is a band that we've been listening to since we were like 16, it's even more than just a dream. It's just beyond what we could hope. And like, to be able to see them every day and learn from that as well. Like, it's going to be so inspiring. Can't wait. Yeah.
Well, we don't have to wait much longer. We're literally leaving on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Time to pack everything. Oh, God.
Yeah. Before we left for our European tour in March this year, like, I was packing the morning we were going because there was too much other stuff to do.
Oh,
like, Like
No, that's too
the
straightforward.
personal well-being and like the all that side of it comes second. Normally, in music, I'm like taking the rig apart, rebuilding the rig properly, or just doing like all sorts of preparing for like what if this bit of equipment doesn't turn on? What am I going to do? Like, do I have a backup plan? So I'm sorting all that sort of technical side of stuff out, and then I'm like, and then I'll leave and I'll forget my phone charger or something.
The funny thing is you have zero time for self-care though. So while you got everything planned and everything is in place and ready to like go, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, that's what I forgot, I'm aging faster, like I'm losing like, I don't know, pieces of skin falling apart, like what is happening? That's something that you do notice before going on tour and on tour as well. Like, gotta find time for self-care, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's advice for anybody listening, like take time for yourself. Yeah.
Well, the more that you tour, the more you'll learn from your mistakes and it'll get easier, hopefully.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Time to have a break and to like just look after yourself, just in general. Yeah, for sure.
So other than this touring and obviously the EP dropping very soon, what else is planned in 2023 and 2024 that you can talk about?
There will be more shows from Lake Malice.
Yeah.
That I can guarantee you. And
more music.
I can't tell you what type of shows, but I can tell you there will be some, and they'll probably be in various cities in the UK and even probably the EU as well, I reckon. I think is very likely. Music as well. Yeah. I reckon. Yeah. Probably hopefully lots of that.
Well, there's some of that.
Some of that. We'll go with some of that.
But there's some of that. Yeah. Some new music for sure.
Something else incredibly vague we can say. The stuff
that will happen in 2024.
More Malice.
Big things. Yeah. Big things coming.
I mean, you embrace yourself, guys. Like,
I mean, is there actually anything we can say? I don't think there's anything we can say yet.
No, but like, yeah, it's gonna be lots of gigging and lots of
just the stuff that bands do, I guess.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to like ramp up with the music that we're
I mean, we've already got a bunch of new songs written. We're gonna obviously continue to add to that, and like, like we'll be releasing. I think it's very likely there'll be another EP.
Yeah,
before
long. Finding the next direction for us as well. Like, now that we figured out what we want out of this project, what's the polished version of this going to be like as well, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. We want to up everything, up our game in every respect, visually, sonically.
But and explore different like genres maybe, because like, some things that we've been writing recently sound so different, maybe like a bit more emo. I guess it all depends on how we feel, and I think like that's going to make massive have an impact on what type of music is going to come out of it and what's it going to sound like. I really hope that we get to like experiment with new stuff. So that's like 2024.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess with the EP dropping and these shows as well, that might kind of influence what you do next, because certain songs might pop off live that you didn't expect would pop off to that level and stuff like that.
100%. Yeah, I can't wait to play new stuff.
Funny how the stuff that you write, and you listen to at home, how it can come across live is such a wild thing.
You just don't know.
Yeah, like I can't believe how well like Stop the Party comes across live sometimes. Like it's a really pivotal moment, I think, in our set.
Yeah, so much
it's
fun.
like, oh god, like people really get into it, and like there's something about listening to music at that volume, perhaps, or in that particular setting, that changes the rules almost on kind of what works and what doesn't sometimes, or what's interesting to listen to and what isn't. It's definitely, I think that's probably an area that we'll be honing in on, is like what Malice is live compared to what Lake Malice is, on record, on streaming, I reckon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for your time, guys. I really appreciate it. Best of luck with the EP and the shows that are coming up as well. I hope the RV doesn't break down and you actually take all the stuff that you need.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before I let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening, any final words? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug? Floor's yours.
I mean, if you want to join our Discord, we would happily accommodate you there. We have a thriving community of weirdos just like us.
Our Discord is hilarious. Please join our Discord. The link is in our bio on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, we've got this EP coming out. So, you'll find the physical product and the vinyl and packages and stuff on our website, lakemalice.com. And if not, just stream the fuck out of it on all the platforms, all the streaming platforms. It's called Post Genesis. and it's coming out. It's Friday, 27th of October.
Nailed it.
Boom.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Boom.
Mic go into the laptop. Don't drop the laptop.
Drop the laptop.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Well, thanks again. I'll let you go, and hopefully I'll catch you guys at a show soon.
Cheers, Zach. Good to chat, man. Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
And that is it. Thank you so much for listening. Again, if you enjoyed this or any other episode of the podcast, then please leave a rating and review wherever you're listening to this. If you want to support the podcast further, you can go and give it a follow on social media, pick up something from the merch store, or subscribe to the Patreon to get early access to episodes. All the links can be found at itsnotaphase.co.uk. That's itsnotaphase.co.uk. Thanks again, hopefully catch you on the next one, and remember, it's not a phase, it's a lifestyle.